At 7:30 tonight, in a country practice, Esme returns to Wandin Valley after receiving the Order of Australia, and Alf Muldoon takes over the club and puts Cookie out of work. Now, it's time for the Thamesmen.
How you doing?
Oh, I had a good insult just to my friend. I am fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you very much. I'm George. I'm in Los Angeles.
Alexander, I am in Colorado. I should say what town I'm in, really, shouldn't I?
I don't know. Do you want to? Do you want people to? It's a very small town. People might know you.
It's 20,000.
Well, that's as many as our subscribers.
And where I am, you're absolutely right. God, can you imagine having a town full of Thames people subscribers?
It'd be terrible. And it'd be lovely. It'd be lovely.
It would be lovely. We could do music.
Oh, your music night would be awesome, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we'd have a pub where we could hang out and just listen to great tunes all day.
I reckon Rick Fairman, he's one of our subscribers. He'll be head of security. Len, car park.
No, Len's got musical talent.
All right then. Toilets. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're in the middle of Aussie Week 2. We've just had a fantastic with kicking off week day 1 with Matt Corby. Absolutely fantastic. And there is a theme to this week. Do you want to know what it is? Apart from Aussie Week.
Oh, absolutely. Tell me what the theme is.
We have never heard of these people. We are absolutely incompetent, ignoramus. And if I say to you, Renee Geyer, what would you say?
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is it Geyer or Geyer or Gaia? Geezer. Geyer. Anyway,
if she's got a
Renee
deep voice, it's a geezer.
Oh, let's not going there again. Let's not be doing that again. We learned our lesson, didn't we? We got Russia hating us, so don't be doing that.
What we did, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we're not going to talk about it ever again.
There was a Russian, and she had a very deep voice. I mean, and all I said, she pissed her standing up. And the amount of hate we got.
Yeah, I know. It was, I think, it was probably justified, but, let's not repeat it, shall we?
No. All right, well, let's not repeat it. Anyway,
you just did.
No, we got Renee Geyer. No.
Geyer.
Sister.
Sister.
Let's not go down this rabbit hole. We're both desperately trying not to go down it. Have we got any notes on this?
We have a lot of notes. In fact, actually, we got so many notes. We got 2 tracks. We got this track and the
bonus. Yes. Great. I love it when we do 2 tracks in one video.
Yeah.
Of the same person.
Well, shall I read the first notes? You read the second? How do you want to do it? Do you want to do the first?
Yes, I'll butcher the second.
Okay, all right. So we're going to start off with Heading in the Right Direction. And from Renee. And the notes say, and thank you, Chris, for putting all this together and curating this. And all the recommendations we get, really couldn't do it without you guys. It's awesome.
By the way, if those who don't know, Chris, the curator, is the third Thamesman. He's behind the scenes. He's the one that keeps the wheels on the track.
Yeah, right, exactly. We do our best to swerve in all sorts of directions.
Absolutely. But, absolutely. It's our job to piss Chris off.
No, it's not. He's
not.
like the brakeman on an old steam train. He's like, put on those brakes, boys.
Do you?
What?
I think he's more like he's more like matron.
Matron?
Not now, matron.
Shall I read the notes?
Yes.
Yeah, shall I do that? Yeah. Okay, so Rennie, born in 1953, Geyer described herself as a white Hungarian Jew from Australia, sounding like a 65-year-old black man from Alabama.
Geezer.
Her voice described as rich, soulful, passionate, and husky. Geezer. Featured in the Australian charts throughout the 70s and 80s. Okay.
Toilet seat up.
No.
No.
Before she moved to the US, she failed to break the charts there, but worked with the likes of Neil Diamond, Sting, and Joe Cocker before returning to Oz. Well, that's pretty cool. She was much loved in the Australian music industry, often featured as background vocals for other artists. Paul Kelly would write the song "Difficult Woman" for his friend Geyer to record, and she would later adapt the title for her autobiography, Confessions of a Difficult Woman. In January this year, she went to hospital for a routine hip replacement where it's discovered she had inoperable lung cancer. She died a few days later.
Oh, what?
This song, Heading in the Right Direction, was originally performed by the Johnny Rocco Band in 1975, but Renee's version from later that year was far more successful.
Oh, that took a dreadful twist.
Yeah.
That took a... Sorry about that, everyone. I knew, did not. I would have, God, that took a dreadful turn.
Okay. All right. So should we check out what Renee is up to?
Yes.
And this is a live track recorded, I think, in New Zealand in 1981. So heading in the right direction. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Lost from the past. This is written by a guy called Mark Punch, and it's one of my favorite songs. Since I was a small girl, always been alone, trying so hard to find someone to call my own. People that I looked at, they were always 2s and 3s, always on the outside. No one wanted me. Small girl, always been alone, trying so hard to find someone to call my own. People that I looked at, they were always 2s and 3s, always on the outside. No one wanted me. Am I heading in the right direction? We are loving. This is gonna be a brand new start. This is the way. Your heart. You were different from the rest. You never tried to hurt me like so many men before. You made me feel so good, special in your eyes, knowing that you care for me. I'm a woman. You walk in, changes all around me. They're gonna wipe away my tears. No more pain and heartache. No more sleepless nights. I wanna be with you.
Wow.
That's a pretty terrible recording, I must say.
Yeah, but that was from 81, and
What, they hadn't invented recording in 81?
No, but let's go back to her voice. What is that ridiculously amazing, soulful voice?
Exactly. Yeah, she had that edge, that sort of deep, soulful edge to it, like a description said, like black man from Alabama or something. She had that real depth to her voice, which
was soul. Pure soul,
yeah,
for me,
yeah.
and that was that was 81, right?
Yeah.
So was it 81? Yeah, I think it was 81. So and the instrument suffered because it was 81, but I mean, her performance was absolutely killer, and when she was just on it, I just I got lost.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You could. The rest of the band was irrelevant to me, really. I think in that performance particularly, but she was the key.
The why is it with the Australian Water? Why do they produce these absolutely world class singers? And I mean, there was Farnham and Barnsey and her. I mean, these aren't just the average down the pub band. No, that was a really small stage. There's probably about 39 people there, and she was doing a world-class vocal performance.
Good, well said. Exactly. Yeah, it's almost like it's almost straight. It's almost against the grain because our very basic understand. Sort of from afar, you think of Australia as roughy, tufty, hard as nails. Sort of, jackaroos or whatever they are, truckers, surfers that, but they've actually got a really emotional side. They have a depth, a softness, they'd really appreciate a great song.
But I've got a theory on this one. You can't write a song in French, right? French doesn't rhyme.
Oh,
right.
Oh, well,
that's why they sing English, right?
Right. Well, some people will argue with you. I've got a French friend, Pierre. Right. He would argue with you.
You can't really sing. You can't really do soul in Russian, right? Okay. Russian, another pretty, and you can't. You could do techno in German, but you can't really do kind of anything of romantic in German. Maybe the Australian accent produces a vocab to make a world-class singer. Maybe the way they hold a mouth or something or do something, because obviously you can't do it in French. Or
I think it's an awful theory, but yeah, carry on. But after insulting the French, the Germans, and the Russians, again,
I built the Australians up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It something in the water.
The colloquial accent suits singing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's a loose theory. I haven't really tested it out.
We've got a whole week of songs to test it out, really, haven't we?
Don't pin me to the cross on that one. Let's just say.
You're not going to. It's not a hill you're going to die on, is it? No.
Yes, and if you are French, bad luck. Right. So on a second track, right? This
bonus.
Bonus
What is the
track.
bonus track then?
It is a bonus track, right? The star-studded clip features Renee on vocals, Ross Hannaford from Daddy Cool on lead guitar and bass vocals, Paul Hester, much-loved drummer from Crowded House, recorded on the program Hesse's Shed, which was, of course, Hesse's Shed, which was Paul Hester's entertainment show on ABC he hosted after the initial ending of Crowded House. The song was written by Miles Gregory and originally performed by an American soul band, Rose Royce, in '78. I've heard of Rose Royce.
Yeah, I remember Rose Royce. They were on Top of the Pops regularly back in England back in the late '70s.
There was Rose Royce and Average White Band. Do you remember them?
I remember the name. I don't know the music. Yeah.
Yeah, picking up the pieces. Absolutely great. Okay, so this one.
Hold on. Oh, I've got someone knocking at my door.
Oh, okay. Well, what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen.
That's most weird. That's never happened before.
We're taking an advert break.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
呢聽就好，呢聽就好。我睇你明明流死，我你落針，一百個你做後生你跳啊。我睇你。你明叫我你唔會好好能摸你背。 做咩可聽我嘅歌？可能我話做聲聲聲就話。面計黃虎誒，你聽
Whoa. Anyone decent? Anyone decent at the door?
No, it was a nutter. It was a complete nutter.
Really?
It was some guy. Like, I come out with like my earphones
You
on.
don't have to whisper. You're talking to
He might
20,000
still
people.
might still be out there. He looked like he had that kind of mad staring eyes.
Did he have tears tattooed down his eyes?
No, he didn't. He didn't have that. But he was like, he said, yeah, he goes, I work up and down the street. I've been like killing some bugs. Like I'm like an exterminator. Like there's lots of mosquitoes around, and I'm like, it's all right, mate. I've got it covered. And then he goes, who do you use? I'm like, oh, Western, of course, Western. Oh yeah, I know some people use that. You know, and I said, look, mate, I've got to go. I'm just in the middle of recording. What are you recording? Fuck off.
Really? Maybe does he get paid per mosquito?
I've locked the door, and he was like standing out there staring at me with mad, like he's been sniffing his chemicals. I think it was like.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We nearly got a new co-host there. Imagine if you came back and it was a blonde woman. It was like, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, George didn't make it.
He just got murdered by an exterminator.
By a mosquito. He could have been the exterminator, but he undid his suit and he pulled down, and it could have been a huge mosquito.
Well, wasn't that in like in one of those like Men in Black or something like that? It was one of those.
Yeah,
look,
when they
we're
keep
so
on
off the track
sorry.
here. This is
All right.
we're like gone into reality TV suddenly.
All right, okay. Let's try and find this track. What's this track called? After
You
Love
were
Don't
reading
Live
it, I
Here
think,
Anymore.
Oh, we'd read it, hadn't we? Yeah, we'd read it already.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. It was such a professional outfit, you know.
I was doing so well this video.
Right, so here we go. Renee Geyer, Love Don't Live Here Anymore. It should be Love Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Love Don't Live Here Anymore.
Okay, if I suddenly vanish, his name of his company was Brooks. Okay, all right, just see it.
Brooks.
Okay.
Was it Brooks Murders and Sons?
Murders Inc.
Brooks, you never get out of here alive.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, boom.
Am I the only one standing? Okay. Na 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 na. A little more. Ain't nothing so sad as an empty house. There's nothing so sad as an empty house singing. But nothing so sad as an empty house. You've abandoned me. Love don't live here anymore. Just a vacancy. Love don't live here anymore. When you lived inside of me, there was nothing I could conceive that you would not do for me. Trouble seems so far what we used to have. You went away, found another place to stay, another home. You abandoned me, but don't never no more. Just a memory, I don't live here anymore. Through the windows of my mind, everybody can see loneliness inside of me. Why'd you have to go away? Don't you know I love you, need you so? You've abandoned me, I don't love you anymore. As an empty house, nothing so sad as an empty house, and there's no more love, no more. Nothing so sad, so sad as an empty house. So sad as an empty house. What's Hannibal?
Oh, that was amazing.
That was mesmerising. That was mesmerising.
Absolutely. Oh, she does have an amazing voice, you know. Just
when I kind of realised how good she was actually when she wasn't up close to the mic, when she was a little bit further back and you could hear the breather and you know the voice sounded what a unique, you know, kind of honey and gravel voice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And his voice was really interesting as well. That was something else in itself.
Well, I liked it. I loved his guitar playing. It was like a teenagers with ADH bedroom style. It was like messy, but kind of all over the place, and you think, oh, this is not going anywhere. And then something amazing comes out of it. There's a very unique style.
Yeah. And the way their vocals worked together, they weren't like perfectly aligned. Almost, it was like he would come in just pre her or just post her. It was just that offset between them, and I thought it was a really interesting dynamic as well.
I thought you could tell they're all professional musicians because they know how to play with light and dark. You can't build it up and keep building up. You have to drop it, and that's when it gets interesting. And they did that twice or three times.
Yeah.
And when I would say you dropped it back into the dark, I mean they went down to single notes.
Yeah.
And you got to be very professional and relaxed to be able to do that, and confident with yourself and the band just to have a single note, knowing that where you're going to climb next. So it makes it so interesting.
That was very cool. That was. Thank you for introducing us to that. That was.
What a shame. What a big loss. What a big loss. I mean, that's the first time I've heard her.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, it should be an absolute international household name. Her voice.
Yeah, amazing. It's again like constant surprise that these people, didn't have the opportunity they rightfully deserved. So. Oh, all right.
Well, I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad you survived the murdering mosquito man.
It's so like we've been sitting here for what, like 2 years doing this, and
no one's come to your door.
No one's come to my door in 2 years. The phone almost never rings. And Billy No Mates over here. But now tonight, mosquito murderer turns up.
Mosquito man, the murderer. Oh dear. Well, ladies and gentlemen, will George make it through the night?
Can I just go on a little tangent? And I put an image up behind. I do have a company who comes around and deals with stings, bugs, mosquitoes and stuff around the house or around the garden. And but I got the company called Western Exterminator, and the reason I picked them is because they got the best logo ever. And I'll have to put it, and it's this guy who's like in a sort of Undertaker's suit with a top hat on. And there's like a mouse, and he's like I think he's like sort of staring, pointing at it. And behind his back, he's got a huge hammer.
Yeah, no, I love that. I know that logo. It's so cool.
And I thought, I've got to have it just for that logo.
Well, I've got pictures of you in my head that, you're going to go to bed, and then Mosquito Man's going to come in a suit, and you're going to wake up in the morning. You're just going to be completely drained and thin, and he's going to be really fat, and he's drained you.
Horrible thoughts.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm nervous now.
Will George be on day 3? Like and subscribe to find out. Also, day 3 on Australian Week, and tomorrow I might have a new co-host.
He was very scary.
See you on the flip side.
See you on the flip side.
Mosquito Man.